Hello and welcome to this extremely low-level beginner guide to the Gate of Elidinis. This guide will show you the absolute minimum that's required to get smooth, consistent kills. If you're looking for your first kills or you've made a new account for Group Ironman Mode, you've come to the right place. For gear and requirements, as long as you have access to the Gate of Elidinis, by completing the Ode to the Devourer quest, you should be good to go. I'll be using the Amulet of Offerings from that quest for a little extra experience. The best pickaxe I can equip, and I've lowered my mining level to 70 and my divination level to 60 for this video. If you have access to auras or you're a Group Ironman, don't forget to pop the Quarry Master aura as it helps quite a bit. And even with this extremely bare bones setup, we're going to be able to get consistent under 4-minute long solo kills at the Gate of Elidinis. With the introduction out of the way, let's get into the method. To start the fight, position yourself by the Moonstone Shard deposit. Click on Ecthlarn to begin the encounter, and then collect between 30 and 40 Moonstone Shards. Once you've got your shards, walk, dive, run, or surge to the barrier and repair it all the way to 100% by clicking on it. Once the barrier is repaired, we're going north, beyond the barrier, to begin transmuting the corrupt shards of Elidinis. While we're beyond the barrier, the gate is going to send an area attack towards us. This is extremely easy to dodge, as the shards of Elidinis have a size of 3x3. As long as you stand on any of the edges I've marked, all you have to do is walk 2 tiles to the other side of the same face to avoid the attack. If you're hit by this, you'll take about 2,000 damage, but it's also worth noting that if you take any damage from any of the area mechanics in this fight, this will heal the gate, which can make your kill a little less smooth. But more on that later. After you've transmuted the shards, the node will turn it from red to blue, which means we've made it out of the divination phase and into the mining phase. This is almost identical to the transmuting part, except this time you're swinging a pickaxe. If you want a little speed boost, you can also re-click on the node after every swing. This is going to reset your stamina bar, just like I'm doing here, which is going to improve your mining speed. Alongside the auto attacks that we've been dodging, the Gate of Elidinis also has mechanics, which we'll go through now in order. For the first mechanic, the Gate of Elidinis will say "Be gone," and it will launch a highly damaging attack toward your character. If you remain in front of the barrier, you'll be hit for 60% of your life points, but by just walking back a few tiles so that you're behind the barrier, you're gonna get that reduced massively, and in my opinion, it's extremely worth doing. Instead of being hit for 6,000 damage, I'm instead gonna take a couple paces back, and instead, I'll be hit for less than 2k. Once you finish off the first node, get to work on the second one in the exact same way as before, starting with divination and then into mining. It's worth noting here that if you need to eat food, doing so during the divination phase won't interrupt your action, but it will during the mining phase, which will slow you down. So during the divination phase, if you're lower on life points, that's a really good time to eat. For the second mechanic, the gate will say "Rot and Suffer," and then we'll highlight a random set of nodes with an area of effect attack. For this, you can dive, escape, or run out of this. It'll happen twice total back to back, and then you can resume working on your node. It's worth noting that each time you successfully dodge this attack, your mobility abilities will also be reset. So if you wanted to dive out, run in and do a little bit of mining, and then dive out again for the second one, you'd be able to do that. Next up, the gate will say "Children to me" and spawn a feline. As long as you've got Moonstone Shards on you, all you need to do is click on the feline twice to dispel it and continue the fight. If you're too slow, it's going to begin to heal the gate, which is once again not ideal and can mess up your kill a little later on. So definitely pay attention either to that chat message or have your game sounds on. Whenever you have the first 2 nodes transmuted and mined, press the special action button on your screen, because it's time to hit the boss directly. Once you press your special action button, a set of 4 pillars will spawn north of the barrier after a few seconds. You need to click on these sequentially and quickly in order to use the Moonstone Shards you've mined to deal maximum damage to the boss. Once you're on the final pillar, click once on the boss to perform a jumping slam. If you're fast enough, you'll see a pop-up stating that you dealt an additional 25% increased damage, which is exactly what we're looking for. If you're shown a different percentage that's lower than that, it means you were a little bit too slow, which isn't the end of the world, but you want to aim for getting that 25% bonus as often as you can. After the jumping slam, the Gate of Elidinis is going to charge up a bomb attack, and for this, we've got 2 options. If you're level 81 or above in defense, you can just go back to repairing the barrier that is now broken, and then whenever the bar below the Gate of Elidinis reaches full, you just want to use the barricade ability. This is a great option if you're level 81 or above in defense, and you also have the persistent rage relic, because between kills, it'll get your adrenaline back up to full, and you should be able to do this every single time. But in this video, we're going to do it the way that doesn't have any requirements. And for that method, simply run, surge, or dive into the green circle by Ecthlarn, which will heal you to full and block the massive bomb attack. While you're waiting for the bomb to hit you, you may as well also begin transmuting the node in the green circle because we may need it a little later on if we make a mistake. Once the bomb has been successfully blocked, make sure the barrier is 100% repaired, and then continue to the final 2 nodes north of the barrier. At this stage, we're going to repeat the exact same process we did for the first set. When the gate says be gone, retreat south of the barrier to save some damage. And when the gate says rot and suffer as before, avoid the areas on the floor and make sure that you don't get hit. As soon as you've got the final 2 nodes finished, press the special action button again as before, climb up the pillars, and then finish off the Gate of Elidinis once and for all with another jumping slam. But what if you accidentally tanked a few mechanics? If you did, you'll find the gate on a very low amount of life points after you've performed that second jumping slam. Whenever you tank a mechanic, the gate will also heal some health. If this happens, finish transmuting the node inside of a Clarin circle and then mine it. This time around, to finish off the boss, instead of using the special action button and doing another jumping slam, we're just going to run towards the gate and then click on the boss using our shards. Each shard from your invent will deal 2,500 damage, so collect enough shards to be able to deplete the boss's health. Once you've got enough shards, spam click them at the foot of the Gate of Elidinis, and you'll finish off the boss once and for all. And that's it. This is a super easy, extremely low requirements, and low supply usage method to take on the Gate of Elidinis. And it's the method I will personally be using for Group Ironman Mode in order to rush the rewards from the gate as early as possible. If this video was at all helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos, tips, and guides. With that said, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you very soon for the next one.